Last year, Minister, we marked the 30th anniversary of the founding of the INOU. And over those 30 years, and you've alluded to this yourself, the organisation has developed very significant working links and relationships with your department. And we see the development and ongoing maintenance of these linkages has been absolutely critical, because I think they have enabled the organisation to represent and advocate on behalf of unemployed people. So whether that's in relation to the formulation of policy on unemployment or employment, and you alluded to again the fact that the INOU is involved in the Labour Market Council, and that we see that as being a very positive opportunity for us, but also in relation to social protection provisions, and indeed in supporting individual unemployed people in raising issues of concerns directly with local intro offices. We think that the linkages we have with your department enable us to do that, and we do also appreciate the preparedness of your officials to meet with us and to talk to us on an ongoing basis. Because if that weren't the case, I think we would desperately struggle to get the message across and to make the input that I believe that we do. We've also developed significant linkages with the employment services, so the intro service, the local employment service, the employability services and the job path providers. And indeed I was delighted recently to let you have a copy of the recently published report from our best practice in the delivery of employment services conference. That was held on the 30th of November last year. And we hope that the report will help to inform the debate about what truly constitutes best practice in the delivery of employment services. And these are key services, we feel, obviously, for unemployed people. Anne talked about this earlier. We absolutely positively welcome the continued fall in unemployment, and particularly the fall in long-term unemployment. And of course we also welcome the increased numbers of people in work. Over the last 5 years, I think people's lives have been transformed, in very many cases after years of unemployment and the stress and the hardship and everything else that comes with that. So the consistent fall in the unemployment figures over the last 5 years, I think, continues to provide the evidence of unemployed people's determination to change their circumstances for the better. And this has come up before in terms of, you have vacancies, you have large numbers of people still who are unemployed, and why are unemployed people not taking up those opportunities? And we say unemployed people are taking up those opportunities in increasing numbers. But we know as well that there are many unemployed people who do need additional supports and interventions in order to level the playing field, to give them an opportunity to apply for and to succeed in getting a job. So notwithstanding these very positive developments, we would say, there still remains very many thousands of people who remain unemployed, and people who may not be classified as unemployed, but actually who would like to work if their circumstances were different, and we mustn't forget that group as well. From our long experience of working with and for unemployed people, we know that as unemployment falls, the people who remain unemployed increasingly feel the burden of their unemployment. And this can impact in a number of ways: increased isolation, worry, stress, increased anxiety and vulnerability. And we are a bit concerned, Minister, that as we move back to what hopefully will be and sustained historically low levels of unemployment, that fall in unemployment should not result in services and supports being withdrawn from unemployed people. Indeed, we would strongly argue, Minister, that the ongoing fall in unemployment presents a very real opportunity now to provide the resources to seriously address long-term unemployment. So let's not leave anyone behind as the country moves forward economically. Minister, your department continues to play a vital role in the lives of unemployed people and in the lives of others who are reliant on social protection payments. The journey from welfare to work can be draining and confidence sapping, and we know that from the work that we do. And many people here today will have experienced and are experiencing unemployment, so they'll know exactly what I mean when I say that. And we strongly believe that your department has and will continue to have a critical role in supporting unemployed people to successfully make that transition back to work. Your department's role, of course, as well in providing financial support to unemployed people and other people who are reliant on social protection payments is critical in helping to combat poverty and social and economic exclusion.